Welcome back. You've tuned into Chequered Flag and we're looking at the business dynamics of the Indian Grand Prix. I'm Sonali Krishna.
And I'm Karun Chandok.
So Karun, if you look at motorsport in India and really how it's evolved, let's say over a decade, I mean the growth has been pretty phenomenal. Yet out of 1 billion people, we have only 2 drivers who are competing at the Formula 1 level, which is in you and Narain Karthikeyan. So really, tell me your story. I mean, what were the challenges, setbacks that you faced, when you were aspiring to be where you are today?
Well, it's funny. I mean, I remember walking on this, this part of the racetrack in 1988. I was only 4 years old, and this was dirt, and as you said, we're now, over 25 years down the road, and things have changed a lot. Yet we've only produced 2 racing drivers. Don't forget, Narain and I have never done a go-kart race in our lives.
Really?
Never. Whereas people like Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton and Michael Schumacher, they've been racing since they were 8 years old. So they've got a big head start on us by the time we start when we're 16, which is where both Narain and I started. Okay. Secondly, I think from a commercial point of view, raising money for motorsport in India was very difficult. It's become a bit better today because there's more interest in the sport, sure. But it's a chicken and egg. Right. As soon as you have some drivers doing well, the media start to cover it, okay. And as soon as there's media coverage, the sponsors get interested in it. Think, oh, what's going on here? And or rather, then the public comes in between, because if there's media coverage, the public read about it, and the sponsors want to go where there's visibility.
You heard it from the horse's mouth. We are now technically a Formula 1 nation. Yet, out of more than 1 billion people, we have only 2 drivers who are competing at the top. Well, Tara Kapoor spoke to a lot of these drivers to tell you their heartfelt story. Take it away.
Petrol heads, speed junkies, and grease monkeys. Look at the traffic on Indian roads at any given day and we've got them all. Yet, when it comes to taking this need for speed to the professional arena, there are only 2 faces that have made it to the global stage. Narain Karthikeyan and Karun Chandok. And their achievements have come despite the system and not because of it. So what are the roadblocks, pit stops and dead ends that have prevented more Indian drivers out of a country of 1 billion from stepping on the gas and hitting a first-class Formula 1 circuit?
I think it all starts from a lack of awareness.
Government, unfortunately, hasn't yet fully supported the sport.
There is need for some multinational-oriented sponsors.
See, basically, it's the budget.
Take a look at these 3, Arman Abraham, Chirag Malhotra and Akhil Kushlani. They're all rising stars in their respective cities. They've all competed at the international level, and their ultimate dream is to eventually become a Formula 1 driver. But the setbacks for them are innumerable. Take Chirag for instance. He started racing at the ripe age of 12 in Kolkata. He turned pro in 2004 and won the JK Tyre National Karting Championship. But because of financial constraints, was forced to take a sabbatical from racing in 2008. In fact, it was only when he went to college in the UK that he was able to compete in the Formula Renault Cup because Australian-based company Navitas decided to sponsor him.
The catch-22 situation we have is that sponsors don't want to give you money until you get results. And unfortunately in motorsport you can't get results until you race. And you can't race until you have sponsors. Getting money from India has been very difficult lately. I've spoken to a lot of people, I've met a lot of multinationals, and they'd rather sponsor either someone who's very high up in motorsport or they'd sponsor a different sport altogether.
22-year-old Akhil faces a similar story. He sat in his first go-kart when he was just 8 years old, but has only managed to sustain his racing career because of family support. And it was only when he won races that JK Tyres came into the picture.
Motorsport is just very, very expensive, and if you're looking at driving in a GP2 or a Formula 2 championship, you're looking at nothing below 800,000 euros. So, I mean, it eventually bogs down to the budget only.
But funding isn't the only problem Indian drivers face. Even with the development of the BIC, infrastructure is still a major challenge for racers. And while tracks for cars like this exist in India, they aren't good enough for international competitions at the junior level. Infrastructure, races and training at the grassroots level is missing in India, which is a major setback. Take Lewis Hamilton, for instance, who was signed by McLaren and Mercedes-Benz at the ripe age of 13 for their young drivers support program and was literally molded into a Formula One world champion.
Both Narayan and Karun, they have raced abroad. They have shown their mettle, you know, in the thick of battle with a benchmark that is a world benchmark. So that's what we need to do, is to get more youngsters to race in races where the competitors are world class. No matter what series it is, GP2, GP3, Formula 2, Formula 3, whatever the series. So what we need in India is more international standard racing.
Logically, with a population as large as India, you would assume that we would have more world champions than anywhere else in the world. But more than good hand-eye coordination and motor skills, there are many more skills and talents that need to be honed before you can race at the first-class level. The ability to handle flexible schedules, zip across time zones, knowledge of languages, the right training, and of course funding are just a few of those factors. And until investors start funding drivers during the nascent stages of their careers, the answer to the question, where are the Indian drivers, is there's only 1 in a billion.
And with that, we bring the curtains down on this special episode called Checkered Flag, powered by Brand Equity. We hope it was insightful as well as enjoyable. Do take the time and drop us a line at brandequity@etnow.tv. I hope you had as much fun watching it as we had working through it. From the entire team of Checkered Flag and me, Sonali Krishna.
And me, Karun Chandok.
Thanks for watching.
And I'll see you at the races.